3 things that a narcissist absolutely hates. This is Radical Self-Respect with Jared Mello. This is a place where you learn how to avoid being manipulated, how to not take any BS, and of course how to practice radical self-respect. But jumping right in, let's go into the 3 things that narcissists absolutely hate and can't stand. And number 1, it is losing control. And losing control can take several forms here, actually. But say one form of losing control is when someone breaks up with a narcissist. In this case, the narcissist loses power and they feel weak. They hate both of those feelings. They hate the feeling of losing supply as well. And as an ego hit, it can give them a narcissistic injury. And they will try to do anything to get control and power back. So anything that makes them lose control or lose power, a narcissistic person will absolutely hate. And this doesn't just end with relationships. It goes into planning of events too. They can be very controlling and they want things to go a certain way. And if the way they want it to go doesn't pan out, they do not handle it very well at all. They want to be in charge of every detail and be in control of the whole ordeal. Another way narcissists hate to lose control is when it's a narcissistic parent. And this happens when a child isn't living up to the hero that they want the child to be. There's a golden child that often a narcissistic parent, they'll want their kid to be like this. They'll have a certain mold. They'll want them to be a certain way. And if the kid doesn't live up to that expectation, the narcissistic parent does not like it one bit. When they see the kid is autonomous and has his own boundaries and is going to be his own person, that's when a golden child can turn into the scapegoat or the black sheep. And this is all because this is a form of the narcissistic person losing control, losing power, right? And to a narcissist, their children are extensions of themselves. So when they see an extension of themselves have a mind of their own, they do not handle it very well at all. So on to number 2. The second thing that narcissists can't stand is being called out for something that they absolutely did. This will provoke a narcissistic injury, and when this happens, they will rage, they will guilt, shame, gaslight, all sorts of things, because they also hate to admit when they're wrong. So when you call out a narcissist for something that they absolutely did, the right thing to do would be to admit they were wrong, admit their fault, and apologize. But being humble like that, a narcissist sees that as being more weak. And they see humility as not a strength, but a weakness. And when they have to admit they're wrong, they would not handle it very well at all. They will gaslight and do anything to blame you instead. It's your fault that they did this, or this. Anything but to take any accountability or responsibility for what they actually did wrong. A narcissistic person, they are filled with torment and angst and internal guilt and shame. And when someone calls them out for something that they absolutely did, that torment and angst that's on the inside of them, they propel it outward and they throw it on their perceived cause, the person that called them out. When in reality, of course, this is not the person that called them out's fault. It's the narcissist's fault for not being able to take care of their side of the street and working on their internal guilt and shame and trauma. But we all know a narcissistic person, it's very difficult for them to even admit they have a problem, which is the first step to getting better in almost any realm. Admit there's a problem. That's the first step. And as we know, narcissists, they're not really able to do that first step, which is why a lot of them, they never get better. So the second thing, like I said, being called out for something that they absolutely did. And then finally, the third thing that narcissists absolutely hate and can't stand, it is losing. Narcissists are very competitive by nature. And this does not just apply to the sports realm, it applies to the game of life, where say someone is doing better than a narcissist, the narcissist can't stand it. When they see people around them start to have nice things or make more money and have nice cars or whatever, and it's better than what the narcissist has, they can't stand that and they go crazy with jealousy. Now, a narcissist, it is easier for them to be happy for someone's success if they're not doing as good as the narcissist. But the true test will be if someone's doing better than the narcissist, then you will see their true colors. Because like I said, narcissists can be extremely jealous. They have a very difficult time being happy for the success of others, especially if that person is doing better than them. So they are very competitive and they hate to lose. Both of those things require a little humility, and it requires them to actually be happy for someone else's success. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with this, not just narcissists. But here's the thing. A lot of narcissistic traits that a narcissist has, a lot of people can have them. The difference is with a narcissist, it's like everyone else except squared, except times 2. So it can be baseline defects of everyone, but with a narcissistic person, it's turned up to 10. So yeah, maybe nobody likes to lose. But the narcissist, they are an extremely sore loser. And they will rage and they will try to tear down people around them that are doing better. This is why a narcissistic person, they're one of the first ones to try to keep up with the Joneses. And they'll go into their gossiping about, oh, did you see the new dining room this person got? Thank goodness my dining room is better than that. Wasn't their dining room so terrible? But if the other person got a better dining room, oh boy, they will try to tear that dining room down any way they can, because a narcissist is an extremely sore loser. So to go over, again, the 3 things a narcissist absolutely can't stand and hates. 1, they hate losing control because they associate that with weakness and losing power. 2, they can't stand being called out for something that they absolutely did. This gives them a narcissistic injury because they have a very difficult time admitting they were wrong or admitting they could have done better with something and saying, yes, I'm sorry I did this. I'm going to change my behavior. Because as we know, changed behavior is the only true apology. And then finally, number 3, narcissists hate to lose. They are extremely sore losers. They can be very jealous. They have a very hard time being happy for other people's success. So those are the 3 things that narcissists really can't stand. There's more. Perhaps I'll make a part 2 and 3 about this topic. But those are the 3 I addressed today. Comment below what you think about this video. Do you agree, disagree? And like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And please hit the notification bell as well. So with that, thank you very much for watching and have a great rest of your day.